But it's wonderful to be back and see you all once again. I'm particularly impressed that this morning when I left Fort Lauderdale, the weather was capital B brutal. It was just flat ugly, and I saw this rain coming down. And talked to the Prestige guys, and they said, "We'll make the call and get sunshine for you." And they did, as always. They seemed to just. And Marcelo, Angelo, and Tony, thank you for doing this. And I know that all of you observed that 15-mile-an-hour speed limit coming into the lane here, right? Yeah, me too. Well, today's luncheon is going to be kindly sponsored by our good friends at General Motors, and I'll be introducing them, and we'll get word of them for a minute. You saw their selection of trucks and sport utilities out front here. It's spectacular. About 5 months ago, I had the luxury of driving one of the new GM trucks with the big Duratec diesel in it. I'm a truck guy. Yeah, I've spent my whole life racing cars, but God, I just love trucks. And I have been a dyed-in-the-wool Ford King Ranch driver now of 3 vehicles in a row. I can feel rolls getting ready to get thrown at me. Robbed the King Ranch with the diesel, and then I ended up driving this GM, and I got 10 miles to the gallon better than I have ever seen in any King Ranch. I couldn't believe the mileage. The luxury is astonishing, and I would really, really encourage you, even if somebody in here isn't necessarily a truck person, go out and drive these things. They are just remarkable, the job they have done on it. I actually sent an email off to GM after I drove this, just saying, you guys deserve a pat in the back because the engineering job that you have done is sensational, and hats off to everything you've done. So go take a look at it. And sometimes on days like today when you get flooded streets, there's nothing better than a good big truck to the end, or if you need to tow something, your Porsche isn't going to tow it very far. Or if you have a date, if you're single and you want to go with a girl, you can't get in the back seat of a Porsche, but the back of the truck is called a bed for good reason. So great vehicle for dates. If I can, just for a moment, we would like to talk briefly with our good friends about the Miami Auto Show. And one thing, keep in mind, for all of you, that this is coming up in 3 weeks' time. Remember the SAMA Auto Show Luncheon.
2 weeks.
2 weeks' time, I'm sorry. I can't count because I got my fingers tied up in my book. 2 weeks' time, the Auto Show Luncheon is again sponsored by our friends at General Motors, so please make a point to come. Rick Baker, can I get you up here just to tell us briefly about updates and whatever? I'll pass this back over to you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you guys very much here with SAMA. We appreciate all the support you've given us throughout the years. 2 weeks from tomorrow, November the 7th, we'll start the Miami International Auto Show. The press conference will start at 9 o'clock, correct, John? I'd like to acknowledge Marissa from my office, Marissa Osborne, of course, she's my right arm. And there's John Kaskinis and Melissa Nobles, who will be, she's going to say something in a second real quick about an email address or something, right? But we got some great things this year. It's the 44th year. We got a presenting sponsor for the next 3 years is Ally Bank or Ally Auto. Don't know what they go by anymore. Ally Financial. They give us all 3 of them in the press release. But we're excited about that marriage with them. And part of a new package, we're going to have Havana Classics and the antique cars, etc. $1 Million Alley. We're going to have a car called the Pagani, P-A-G-A-N-I. It's over $1 million. It's supposed to be the biggest intro there, which we're excited about. And we have a new area called Cars Meet Art. And what that is, we've got some cars that are going to be graffiti. These urban graffiti artists have them basically decorate the cars. So it'll be a separate area called Cars Meet Art. Always trying to bring more entertainment to the show. And with that, the press conference will start at 9 o'clock on Friday. And Melissa, you want to yell out an address or something that they can register for the auto show press conferences?
Yeah, so if you're planning to attend the auto show, we ask that you please, as soon as possible, register for your credentials. You can access credential registration through our website. On the top right-hand corner, there's a section named Media Access. And once you log into that area, it'll guide you through for credentials.